Good evening, my friends. Today, I'm gonna I'm gonna share one more time about this subject, and I'll be honest, because it's something that I've thought about a lot, but I think that I've come to this conclusion, and uh, not that that I think that I could come to a concrete, solid, um, doctrine or something, but this is what I believe. And I'm just going to share it. Ezekiel 28:14 and 15. He says, "You are the anointed cherub that covers, and I have set you so. You were upon the holy mountain of God. You walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. You were perfect in your ways from the day that you were created, till iniquity was found in you." And to me, I've always been under the impression that this passage is speaking about Satan and um, the King of Tyre. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty uh, of people who would agree with that. Maybe there's not. I'm not sure, but he's talking about that he was perfect in the day that he was created. So God created him upright, and then sin was found in him, right? So I'm not I'm of the mindset that sin just comes with free will. Evil was inevitable without, you know, evil is part of the package of free will, right? It, if we were going to, the only way to avoid evil would be to avoid free will. So, and since God's not willing to avoid free will, then evil is part of the package, right? He it he stays true to his commitment of freedom of choice, and he wants people to love him. You know, without free will, there could not be true love. You know, there could not be true love without free will. So it's important to understand that God, even though He foresaw and foreknew everything that was going to come from free will, it it it's the way things have to be in order for there to be free will. And no one wants, we all want to have free will, you know, even though I don't want to have. I mean, I enjoy having free will, I guess, but I know that I don't really have a choice, right? And I mean, and if you really think about it, even though we have free will, do we have another choice? You know what I mean? Like, could we choose anything other than God? So in all reality, we really don't have too great of a free will, but we can't even really choose God without Him drawing us to Him. But we get but somehow there is free will in effect, and even God would say, Abraham believed God, and He accounted it to him for righteousness, and God somehow is giving us credit for things that I don't know that we'll be able to see in this life how that we played a part, because it's for our own good to give Him all the glory for everything, and to be humble and have no confidence in the flesh. But somehow, like even Paul would say, I received mercy because I acted in ignorance. There's just different things that God is seeing in how He's created us, that He's testing. He tests our hearts, and He knows that He's given us the ability to reject Him. And but that's to me, that's the root of evil. That's where evil had to exist because of free will. And God works all things together for the good of those who love Him. So even though God saw that evil would come from this, He worked everything together for good. So that solves that for me. I don't know about you, but I'm done talking about it. Have a good night.